All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's 11 o'clock on February 2nd. And before we get to this fog, which I'll say this fog was really impressive. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But let's first, we have a dense fog advisory. You can see that. But first, let's get to the climate statistics for, it's not what I want. Climate statistics for Islip. Hopefully, they have the full climate report for January at Islip as far as the monthly weather summary goes. And let's see. So here we go. So here is the climate summary for the month of January. And our average maximum at Islip was 37.5. Normal high for the day is 39.2, so we were 1.7 degrees below normal of that. The minimum, and we had a lot of nights with radiational cooling. The average minimum was 20.2. The normal value for that is 24.6, so that's 4.4 degrees below normal as far as the lows goes. And the mean, 28.8. Normal value, 31.9, and that is 3.1 degrees below normal. We had 5.35 inches of liquid equivalent. Normal liquid equivalent for the month is 3.66. So that's above normal. Snowfall, we had 31.5 inches for the month. The normal is 10.3, so we were 21.2 degrees, 21.2 inches above normal. So that's quite a lot more snow than normal for the month, and that is because of that big storm we had. Now we'll go look at Central Park's monthly weather summary, and monthly weather summary for Central Park. The average maximum was 37.1, normal 39.5. That's 2.4 degrees below normal. Average minimum 23.5. The normal 27.9. That's 4.4 degrees below normal. The mean 30.3, and the normal value for that is 33.7, so 3.4 degrees below normal. As far as liquid equivalent for Central Park, 4.31. That is above normal. Normal is supposed to be 3.67, so it was a wet, cold month. Or should I say a snowy, cold month, because the snowfall totals at Central Park, 15.3 inches. Normal for January is 8.8, so quite a bit above normal in the snowfall department. After it looked like things were getting off to a slow start, we sure made up for it. And all it took was one storm. It seems to be the way things go lately. You get these huge storms. You get fewer storms. When you get them, they're big. And that is, again, part of what's going on with the climate, as there's more energy in the atmosphere thanks to those warmer than normal oceans. So let's get to the fog situation, because we have a dense fog advisory in effect right now. And you'll see here that dense fog advisory in effect until 1 p.m. Thursday. So dense fog is going to be over our area here. And that means that we're going to be dealing with visibilities down to a quarter of a mile or less in certain areas. And we saw it today. Looking at the satellite now, you can see it just looks like a lot of clouds. But I think if we run this satellite back, let's see, maybe 120 frames, we may be able to see the fog kind of rolling in here. Let's see if we can see it rolling in. Not really. It doesn't really show up all that well. So let's look at the MODIS. This is the MODIS. So you really can't see the fog too well. And I wasn't expecting, literally, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it was sunny here in Mineola. We had some high clouds around. Obviously, it wasn't a nice, clear blue sky, but it was sunshine. And then I was taking the 4041 south, and we hit the Southern State Parkway, and we just hit this fog bank. You can kind of see it on the horizon looking south, and I'm like, what is that strange low cloud there? It almost looks like smoke. But then we got to Freeport. It looked like this. And we were dealing with all this fog going on. And look at this. Here you go. More fog again. So, yeah, that's some thick fog right there that we have. You can barely see there. Visibility was, but then when we got further west, like to Rockville Center, the fog got less again. So it depends on where you are. You have this more moist air over cold ocean, cold land, so it's creating all this fog going on. And if we let's look at some current observations right now. And yes, today was a lot warmer than we expected too. So 37 degrees right now in Farmingdale, and fog being reported. Only 0.24 mile visibility right there. Let's look at Islip, 0.25 mile visibility. So very thick fog, and that's about what we had in Belmore, so 0.24 mile visibility there in fog as well at Gabreski 34. But as you make your way west, probably, well, you're not going to get, that's not an airport. So let's see, LaGuardia, reporting 1 mile visibility with mist. So not as bad as you head further west, but much of Long Island right now shrouded in the fog. I'm wondering if they have it in New Jersey too as well. Let's see, I got to find Lakehurst. Is this Lakehurst? No, that's not Lakehurst. This is Lakehurst. Well, it's McGuire. All right, they're reporting fog and a half-mile visibility. So, yeah, fog, everybody's dealing with the fog today. So let's get to our highs and lows across the area. Let's go here. And get our highs and lows. And you can see it was a little warmer than we expected today. Actually, a lot. I thought it was going to be around 40. We got into the mid-40s today. 46 was the high at Islip. Even with the light south wind, it was mild, and we probably melted a lot of snow. 45 at West Hampton, 50 in Carl Place, 47 in Central Park, so quite a bit above normal. And in New Jersey, we probably have some temperatures near 50. 47 at Lakehurst, 49 in Toms River. So, yeah, very warm day across the area, and that means we melted some snow, which is good because, we don't want that snow hanging around for too long. Let's go to the lows. Probably wasn't all that cold last night. No, it wasn't. Low was 27 at Islip. We didn't really get too much radiational cooling. I see a little bit in New Jersey. There's a 14 at Miller Air Park, but other than that, not as much with the cloud cover. And we're going to be dealing with that cloud cover now for a while. So let's go to the models. And we are watching this cold front right now, and we're looking at the HRRR right now. This is the first model. This is cold. Well, let's go to the radar first. Here's this cold front right here that we're looking at. It's a slow-moving cold front, and you could see rain, a little bit of snow in Pennsylvania, and then on the back edge, snow. And we got to worry about icing with this because some models are predicting icing. However, I think we may dodge the bullet here. All right, so let's take a look at the HRRR, and you'll see we're going to deal with the mist, and then we're going to deal with the chance. We're going to have mist, drizzle, and then we're going to have a chance of light rain starting around noon tomorrow. Just a chance of light rain. Most of it's going to be to the north and the west of the area. But as we get into the evening, you'll see some more steadier rain come into the picture. And heavy, maybe moderate to occasionally heavy rain. It's going to be raining most of the evening tomorrow night. It'll be kind of a rainy night. And that rain will help also wash away the snow, of course. Now, this is the HRRR, so at 0Z. So you can see rain continues Friday morning. And then this is the actual cold front that moves through sometime late morning Friday. But by the time it moves through, you could see most of the precipitation now moving away. And you can see maybe it's showing a little bit of ice over southeastern New England, but not much over our area. All right. And this is the HRRR, so it's a little bit of a different. We're going to look at the temperatures and show you what's going to be happening here. So we're going to look at now, this is the HRRR model. The models have different opinions on what's going to happen. So you can see that light south flow. And we have a very light south flow tonight off the ocean there. Very light south flow, and then it starts picking up a little more as we get over into the overnight hours. And this is the dew point. You can see how this is going to bring in some pretty warm, toasty air. And with the stronger wind, that's going to help erode the snow. That and the rain. We're going to get rid of most of this snow, I think, especially in New Jersey by tomorrow. So by Friday, I should say. So you could see, looking at that, you could see that surge of southwesterly winds in LLJ. And the colder air doesn't come in until later in the afternoon. And that means the precipitation stays rain. So let's look at our temperatures here. So this is the temperatures, and you'll see here the models are really, I don't think we get below freezing tonight and tomorrow. We're going to probably hit 50 or better, even with the clouds, I think. And then it's going to rise into the 50s, especially in New Jersey. You're going to be into the 50s with the rain and the breezes. That's going to melt a lot. It's going to be humid, too, so that could also mean more fog. And then you'll see that more moist air over us Friday morning. And then by the afternoon, you can see the colder air coming in. All right. Let's go now. This is the HRRR model. Every model is different. So now we're going to go to the NAM model, which is going to look a little. We're going to show you the NAM temperature first, and we'll show you the NAM is not as warm. You can see not quite as warm. It's a little less warm than the HRRR, and it's also faster with the colder air coming in a little bit. So you can see it's a little faster with the colder air coming in. And then for Saturday, obviously, it's going to be very cold. But let's see what it does with the precipitation here. So this is the precipitation, and again, it's breaking that light rain out. So it's light rain, and then maybe get a little more steadier toward the evening. And then we're going to have a rainy night. And then you see it shows a little bit of icing over Long Island, a little bit. But the thing is, we got a little freezing rain for an hour. I don't think it's going to... It will make the road slippery. But as far as damage goes, I don't think it would cause any damage. It would make things slippery, but I don't think there'd be any damage. So I think the main thing we have to worry about is slippery roads later Friday into Friday night. I think that's going to be the main problem we're going to have right now. All right. If we look at the total amount of rainfall we are going to get here, this is the NAM, and you can see it's probably got around an inch, but maybe some pockets of 2 inches north of the city. HRRR. Look at the HRRR model, and probably the same. So, yeah, similar idea. But now let's go to the GFS model. All right, because the GFS, and this is the 0G GFS, but it's enough. So, similar idea with the precipitation patterns, but let's go and look at the actual precipitation. Excuse me. So, you'll see it's showing a lot more icing. GFS, it's showing this area pink. It's still raining as of 7 in the morning, but then as we get toward noon, you can see it's got the ice here, the freezing rain. All right, and it has it for through late morning and into the afternoon. All right, it hangs it back a little bit, and again, this is the GFS showing it. None of the other models seem to want to show this, and I really think it's going to be short period. It shouldn't make that much of an impact on stuff like power lines and things like that. And I think the threat for freezing rain is going to be over parts of Long Island, maybe into the northern part of New Jersey. A southern part, I think you can escape it. But this is the GFS, and honestly, this is very unusual to see this, and I don't know if I'm buying this completely. That would happen, especially given the warm temperatures. That everything is going to be so warm from the warm air. Now we do have the snowpack, but still, we're going to be dealing with all this warm air, and that is the thing. Of course, the GFS is colder. If we look at the temperatures here, you will see here a GFS not quite. Well, the GFS is pretty warm. Here we are at midnight Friday. And you can see we're around 50s in New Jersey with that warm, damp air. But it brings the cold air in just a little faster before the precipitation cuts off. So it's all about the timing of the cold air. And it brings it in a little faster, so it would result in a little bit of a wintry mix. But I don't know if I'm really buying this at this point, especially when it's just one model that continues to do this. And then Saturday, obviously, we're in the cold air. But right now, I would think it's going to be mainly an issue with slippery roads. I don't think we're going to have ice coating trees and power lines kind of deal. I really don't think that's what's going to happen. But there could be some slippery roads. That's what it's looking like right now. I can go to the Icon model, and we can look at the Icon model as well. A few more models to show with this front. This is the Icon. Let's see if it shows it. No, it does not show. It does not show the ice. Unless it just can't show ice, but it does not show the ice. It does not show the ice. It is a little slower, though, with moving that rain offshore than the other models, but it's not showing any ice. And then let's go to the RGEM. This is the RGEM, aka also known as the short-range Canadian model. But you'll see here, again, let's see where the RGEM does show it a little bit, but no, it mainly has it north of the city. I'm not buying this at all. I really don't think we're going to see much in the way of frozen precipitation. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it at this point. If we do, it's not going to stick. I really don't. But it is a slow-moving cold front. I mean, we're going to be dealing with this cold front. We're going to deal with precipitation falling from like later tomorrow afternoon through probably for almost a 24-hour period into Friday afternoon. So this is a very slow-moving cold front, as you can see right there. All right. And behind the front, we're going to have much colder air. Now, let's look at the skies, obviously, see what Saturday looks like here, because hopefully we get this front through and we can have a sunny day on Saturday. Let's see if we can get it through. Yeah, we should be clearing out by the morning. We should be clearing it out by the morning. But, yeah, it's a slow-moving cold front. That's the key here. It's just very slow, and that's what's complicating the forecast at this point. If we want to look at the temperatures beyond the storm here, and again, one thing's for sure, it will turn very cold. So the issue is that rain will freeze onto roadways and stuff, and that's the main threat. And then Saturday, we're not making it above freezing. So whatever freezes on the ground, well, the sun will be out, so it should melt it off the roadways, but it could be a little slippery, and I think that's going to be right now looking like the main threat. As far as the GFS, which would be the worst case scenario, total snowfall, not even really showing anything for us. That's mainly north of us, all right? But it doesn't show ice fall. That's the thing. There is one more model we can look at, and that is the European model. And I'm just looking at the way this front looks right now. I mean, I don't see a lot of ice showing up here. There's some ice over here, but it just doesn't seem like with an LLJ kind of setup. It's not like you have a cold air damming kind of setup. It's just not a really good type of setup that you would see a significant icing event, you know. But let's go to the European model here, and we'll use this as we look at this event 4. And here, again, here comes that front. And let's see. We've got to go to the rain, or the precipitation type. All right. So you can see that rain. And it is showing some of that ice getting over us. So the European does show a little bit. No, it mainly has it north of the area. You can see the little exclamation points. That's where the ice is. It mainly has it north of the area. So it really doesn't show. It does show a little bit of it in the evening. It's much slower, the European. It's even slower than the GFS. We're showing a little bit of ice and snow on the back there like that. That's really interesting. Let's go to the new snow. Next, it's not showing any snow. So next 3 days, all right, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it's not showing any. So let's go back to the skies here. So this is what it looks like here, all right. And the front is just very slow to move offshore, but it does finally get offshore by Saturday morning. So it's a slow-moving front. We'll have to watch it, but right now I just don't see this being any more than a little headache for people. Again, the roads being very slippery and people have to be careful, but as far as a damaging ice storm goes, I don't see it right now. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care and thanks for watching.